Time for our video. Today, we will be rigging a Maxel Dragonfly, and this is 430 grams. It's one of the big boys. Now, the thing with this is that kind of inconsistent. So, if you remember the small one that we rigged earlier, it's in one of the videos. You can just check it out. If you actually let it just roll on your fingers like this when you position it, the bottom, the striped part was actually the one that would kick up like that. But for this particular one, you can see that it's actually righting itself correctly. Made in China. Okay, doesn't mean that it's a bad jig. Okay, it's just that it's inconsistent. Okay, so it should be rolling like that. Okay, I'm not doing anything special. You can see there, it's just rolling on its own. Okay, the hooks that we're going to be using on this, these are 11/0s. Okay, this is one of our favorites. It's the Jigger Medium Chase 11/0. You can see there. Okay, it's just about right. Okay, now I have to say that I'm always having difficulty rigging short jigs, especially jigs that are heavy and compact like this. Very difficult, at least for me. If you're not having a hard time, good for you. Okay, but yeah, for me, kind of hard. So we'll need 4 of those, and then we will need 2 solid rings and 2 split rings. Oh, I have split rings there already. So we have 2 solid rings right here. Okay, put them there. Alrighty, and let's go. So we are going to choose the path of least resistance for this. And what I found, now we're gonna be using the marine white. Okay, and this is Fishing Fighters marine white. Okay, so you get this from Nature Boys, and we put a nut right there. So what I'm gonna do, okay, what I'm gonna do is I will tie one hook first, just so we can get a bit more precision for this. I'm gonna tie one hook first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and measure from there. Very, very important that for this particular build, we have our masking tape. I have been hooked a lot of times, and the culprit has always been this hook. Actually, in general, owner hooks are very, very sharp, and you shouldn't really play around with them. You should be very, very careful. Give them the respect that they demand. Some people think that, you know, they're so good at tying assist hooks that they could just run blind. Man, very difficult. So I cut this longer than needed. Okay, and then we're gonna tie this up with the this particular thread that Wael has. Okay, so we're making it a point to actually just use this because actually pretty good. Okay, and it absorbs super glue really well. So for this particular one, we just, there we go, up to about the point of the hook. Cut that. While you're at it, what you need to do is just boom. Okay, that takes care of the fuzzies. Now lay this flat. Okay, then pull, and what you will do is make spirals going towards the end here to hold this pretty straight. And then we go back, and then we cover the gaps. That is it. I'm putting this on relatively tight. There we go. So this is kind of like flat floss. Okay, I'm not too sure what the material is, but it's made by YGK, and it's specifically for tying the braid or the cord. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how clean that is. So you can see there, quite clean. Alright, now what we do at this point is actually super glue this, and we have the super glue here. Okay, so the hole is jammed up. This is why I always take a cutter with me here, and then just cut away a bit of the tip, and it should work, as you can see there. Okay, don't be afraid to put a lot, because this hook absorbs a lot of the glue, and you can spread it around like so. This is slow setting glue, and what you want is to saturate that whole bit. Make sure it is well covered. There we go. Now, as always, since we don't have time, I'm going to zap this. Here we go. That is it. Now, take the jig, then we see how far we can go. Okay, so that's still quite a lot of line, and we can play around like so. Okay, so that's how I adjust, and then okay, burn. It will expose the tip like that, and then we cut the tip like that. Okay, so you can see there's nothing there that would actually snag you. Okay, now we tape this. We don't want to get stabbed. Okay. I find that if you double up like that, and you have, you know, your point is here, you can see that the point is there and there's still that bit, it makes it very difficult for you to actually get tagged by the tip. And then what you do, okay, let's go like that and then tape it like so. What happens is that this also gets pointed down on the different direction, and you will be safer. Okay, so go. Doing a thread base. To the tip of the hook. A very bad habit doing that and snapping it, but it actually causes a lot of fuzz. But you can do it with this particular thread, no problem. But don't do that with braid. You're gonna cut your fingers. So there we go. Okay, that's centered. From there, I will just go to the back like that, and then go forward. There we go. Okay. Boom. Now, just clean this up. Okay. Then I'm gonna show you exactly how the glue works. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, and watch this carefully. What happens? Okay. Hold on. Let me just center this for you so that you can see perfectly. I'm just using a barbecue stick to actually spread the glue around. Probably easier if you had a rotary tool or rotary vise, but most of you don't have it, so I'm using this so that you can follow. Okay, so spread the glue evenly like so. As you can see here up front, it's still not spread. Just spread it like that. More than enough. Okay, so scrape from the back here, move it up front. There's still some here. Let's see. As you can see, I don't know if we could still zoom in. Let's try. Okay, there we go. Okay, as you can see there, the glue has seeped in. Okay, that is it. Now you leave this to dry. It dries up on its own, but we don't have time, so we zap it with accelerant. Just a tad. Okay, you'll see it'll whiten up. Okay, and that is pretty much the mark that it's dry. So then what you do is just clean that bit up. The white stuff actually just comes off. it's dry. Alrighty, so let's zoom out. So this is the front hook. The back hook is going to be slightly longer than this, but that's pretty much it. There's a very little difference. You could do them the same length, but what's going to happen is that they'll tend to snag the body of the jig more. Okay, so that's it. And then what we'll do is, see, that's very nice. What we'll do now is put the hook, so, the solid ring. Okay, so we go once, out like that, twist it, go back out, and then pull, like so. Okay. Now, okay, right there. So let us pull hard. That is it. And just a little bit of clean up there. That looks good. Now, wire has a tendency to be all over the place, so kind of have to be a bit persuasive sometimes. Just twist it around until you get the right orientation for the hook. As you can see there, behaved. We're going to put it up front. If you're wondering what this is, okay, this is an owner split ring. And what it does is it opens the split ring and it doesn't damage it. See? As you can see there, opens it like that. See, there. One of the better split rings, and it's also very compact. Split ring pliers. Okay, so there we go. And then take the hook just so you can see it sits just like that. So the second set would be a bit longer here. Okay, so again, I'm going to show you how I do it. The very first step is you make a knot at the end. Now, in my videos, I put different ways of doing the same thing. That way, you find what's suitable for you and your style, and go with that. Okay? Burn. That stops the knot from actually moving. Okay? Wire cutters or cable cutters, very, very essential. You can do with these as well, okay? But they're not going to be as clean. Old pair of scissors would also work, but this is just tops, okay? You can see there, very clean, okay? Now, cut longer than you need, especially with this kind of rigging. Cut longer than you need. That is long, because when you flex it or you fold it like that and you put this on a hook, that's actually quite long. Okay, now put this here. So earlier it was zoomed in. Now we're gonna zoom out and just tie this on, so you see exactly what I'm doing. fly tying trick. Don't do that with braid. It will mess you up. Okay. Okay. Now, if you notice, I haven't put a knot here, and that's for good reason. We're gonna do that later. Okay, so if you want your thread to position, okay, I'm holding this here and I want to pin it there. What I will do is go up like that, pinch it lightly, okay, and then go around, have my finger guide it, and then tighten, okay, and then your second wrap should actually hit the knot. Okay, show you there, see that? Okay, so watch, okay, like that, and then go down, see, it holds it so I can move this like so. So my second one, boom, would be very precise. Okay, a fly tying trick. Now when that is done, all you have to do is just keep this centered each time you wrap. Make sure it's centered like so, and that is it. See, that's perfectly centered. Now it's just a matter of wrapping. Now you can spiral back, okay, and then start your wrapping if you are new to this whole thing. Don't be afraid to do that, just so that this doesn't move. I'm kind of used to this. I've been doing this for years, so I can get a bit more precise and go straight to just wrapping. Okay. There we go. Now this kind of thread fuzzes a lot. There's a lot of fuzzies. So as soon as I cut that lighter, just bang, just like that. Just a tad bit, and actually kind of fixes it. Alright, so now just the glue. Again, normally I tie a bunch of these and then glue them all up, but for the sake of finishing this video with 2 complete assist hooks, I am hauling ass and just gluing them. Okay. So zap, make this hard, set it. Okay, now take the jig. Okay, then we measure against these hooks over here, put it like that, and as you can see, it's just right. A little bit of excess, so our length is just right, and there's a little bit of excess, and we'll put some insurance, and what we'll do is adjust it so that we have a bit of length there. Okay, now 2 ways of doing this. You could grip it, pull like so, or you can take your pliers, put it at the back of the knot, pull tight, or what I always do is actually just bite, pull the knot using, tighten the knot using my my teeth. It works for me. You don't have to do the same. Use your own style or choose what suits you. Okay, so cut that. Here we go. So you can see, clean as a whistle. Just make sure that it's tight, but it's not going anywhere. Okay, with this now, masking tape. Oh yeah. Just like that. Go. It's gonna be a challenge later on, but that's fine. Okay, then flip it around like so, and tape it up like that. That way this actually points away from you, and very little chance of you getting hurt, like so. Okay, so when you're tying, it goes like that. Okay. Okay. So that trick again. Okay. There we go. Go like that. Actually quite precise. Make sure that it is centered. There we go. There we go. And then finish it with a few wraps. Lock it, tighten, cut it, and then get rid of the fuzzies before you apply your glue. Otherwise it's gonna be very dirty. Okay, so glue up. If you're on production mode, this is the time to take it off of the vise and then leave it to the side until you have like, I don't know, a dozen or so, and then all you do is glue that 1 dozen. That's it. Okay, spread the glue, and when you're spreading this thread, actually what happens is that it absorbs the glue. Okay, here we go. And once it absorbs the glue, when it solidifies, plasticizes things, and that's it. Kind of like a coating of epoxy. Now this absorbed it, but it kind of lacked a bit more, so we're just applying just so cover that up. We want the surface to be smooth, not rough. So that happened right there. Accelerant just makes things fast. dry fast. Okay, so you can see there, all good. Peel this back. Be very careful when you're doing this because you're exposing a point, a very sharp point, and sometimes it kind of gets stubborn, and this is when accidents happen, so be very careful. Alrighty, so inspect. So this one needs a bit more glue as well. Just to be sure. There we go. Before we put our glue. Sometimes you miss a side or it absorbed the glue, so just go ahead and put more. That should be fine. Alright, so again, just for the sake of expedience for this video, we are going to spray accelerant. Okay, now we need to put this on. Now, if you find that one is shorter than the other, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is just switch them around. So if the other one's longer, the one that you made from the front, sometimes you mess up. It shouldn't matter. Unless if it's a long jig, then, you know, you have to redo it. But for short jigs, sometimes, because the tolerance for this is actually quite easy to mess up, you know, the lengths. Sometimes the one that you make for the front would be longer than what you made for the back, and the gaps are kind of the same, pretty much. Just move them to move the longer one to the back. That's all it is. Alrighty, so alrighty. Okay. So, let's see here. This is a tad shorter. Let me see. Yeah, so it's a tad shorter than the one we made. So let's exchange. Put the longer one, and you'll see it's just especially since we're not putting both of the cords that we're using on this one is actually the same, so that's fine. But if you are using cord for the front that is different from the cord at the back, which I normally use on my rigs, then you're gonna have to go from scratch with this one. Okay, so that's better there, and we know that it could be the distances, okay, shouldn't be far off from what was intended. Okay, so now we test it out. Okay, so you can see there we go. Okay, that's not gonna tangle, so pretty much the same. It's just that I prefer the longer one to be at the back. And there we are. That's it. So, rigging the Dragonfly 430 gram with owner jigger mediums chase. That's it right there. If you have questions, drop them in the comment section. If you learned something, give it a thumbs up. If you want your friends to learn with you, share the video, of course. And if you haven't yet and want to learn more, click on that subscribe button. I'm getting the hang of making videos again, so expect a lot more of these rigging videos, and then we'll do some lessons as well. But that's it for this video. Hope you learned something and you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making them. Alrighty, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.